What is up, guys? Welcome back for another video. In this video I want to answer one simple question as per the title, and that question is, can you start a pressure washing business with a 2.5 GPM machine? Understand that my answer in this video is not going to be as cut and dry as you may want to, because I'm going to give you kind of both sides of starting with 2.5 GPM machine, why I don't advise it, but can you do it? Yes. Did I do it? Yes. For those in, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about it. I've been in the pressure washing space for over 4 years now. I started back when I first got introduced to pressure washing when I was 17 years old. I'm now 25 years old. And at 17, the way it even started, the way I came across pressure washing was there was a neighborhood HOA, like home improvement day, and each homeowner had a time period where they can like the pressure washer from like the HOA and use it. So it got to us, and at this point, 17 years old, I had no idea what a pressure washer was. But my dad's like, hey, can you like go pressure wash the house? I'm like, what the heck? I don't even know what I'm doing. So I go outside, blast the house with water for a few minutes. I really don't think I did anything. Just complete inexperience, no clue what I was doing. That's the first time I ever had handled a pressure washer, heard of a pressure washer, blah, blah, blah. At this point in time, as a high schooler though, I'm cutting grass to make money, right? So on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when I'm in school, get my lawnmower, go door to door, just make money lawnmower, right? So after we're done using this pressure washer, we take it to the next person who's in line to rent it. And they asked me, can I pressure wash their house? And they were gonna pay me, I don't know, like 50 bucks. I didn't know the value or anything of the service, guys. So I was brand spanking new, but I was like, oh, 50 bucks. Now, I had a basketball training to go to, so I couldn't take him up on this offer, but it opened my mind up to that, wow, is this another service that people would pay for? So after that, my mind started running. I was like, yo, maybe I can start a pressure washing business. And this would create less competition than cutting grass, because everyone has a lawnmower, but not everyone has a pressure washer. So with that little bit of idea, and not even, I wouldn't say knowledge, but I don't know if I did any research at this point in time, but it's 2017 or 2016. I don't even know what year it was. Just know I was 17. So whatever, 25 minus 17, and whatever year that gets you, that's what year when I first heard about pressure washing. So this had to be, it had to be what? What was 20? I don't know the math. We'll put it on the screen. But anyway, that year. Information of pressure washing on YouTube and stuff wasn't really that accessible, right? There wasn't channels like mine putting out, just giving away this information I give you guys on this channel, right? I had none of this. So I was, a young, naive 17-year-old. I saved up some birthday money, bought my first pressure washer off of Craigslist for $200. I remember it like it was yesterday. I met the guy in a city that was like 30 minutes away from mine, and I was like, this is it. So I gave him $200. It was a pretty, it wasn't a brand new pressure washer. It was used, but it wasn't used that much. And so I was excited. I finally got this pressure washer. I think I printed out some flyers, passed those out. And then I started also doing the same thing, going door to door. Got my first customer, and I was using some like consumer grade chemical. I think it's called like Mold Armor or Home Armor. It was some green bottle I seen that people hook up to their hose and spray and then use the pressure washer to rinse. So that's what I did. And I did it for a long time. And then before that, I was washing cars. I know how to wash cars, right? So I had this foam applicator. And one day I thought to myself, maybe I can put the solution in this foam applicator, because like with that, I can read second stories and wash on the ground. So for a couple of years, like that was my method for washing homes for a while. Now there's a little story in between when I was 17 that I had got a customer from my church, and she hired me to do her home and driveway. And I thought I did a good job. After the home drive, though, it was oxidized. And I'm 17 years old. I'm scared out of my mind. Like, did I ruin this lady's home? Just completely, I'm panicking, right? So I was able to luckily just to settle and give her a refund and clear it up. But I was like, that discouraged me a lot. So I stopped pressure washing for, I think, about 2 years, or at least a year or 2 years went by. But then something told me, try it up again. Try it up again. Take a different approach, get a little more knowledge. And so I think that's when I started to use a foam applicator to try to understand not to oxidize, not to use too high of a pressure. So I was learning a little bit. I don't know where I get information from, because like I said, YouTube wasn't really giving it much information away. Guys were, very secretive about how to wash a house, or like, you're asking what they're using, they wouldn't tell you, using code words and stuff like that. So I had to basically figure everything on my own. I tried to ask in groups, but a lot of these groups are about a bunch of people bunch of like old, bitter guys who don't really want to help anybody. So that was my experience then. So I just kept learning, trying to figure things out, tweaking basically, experimenting. I just got smarter and smarter. And like, when I started the business back up, I still had my 2.5 GP machine. I'm operating out the back of like a hatchback vehicle. So I used to pack all my equipment in the back of that hatchback car, and go do my customers. And then I learned about running Facebook ads. And so I was like, I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I was the $99 guy, right? When I started back up, I was like, I'm gonna charge $99 to wash a house. And that's exactly what I did. I charged $99 per home. And man, I would stay super busy. Like, people love the $99 price, right? And I was doing, if you look back at my old pictures, I did decent work. Was it as good as I do now? Of course not. Of course not. But I started with a 2.5 GP machine. Eventually, some friends wanted to work for me. So I was like, well, I gotta charge more. And then I kept hearing people say, okay, you need to get a 4 GP machine. The longest time I ignored it, I was like, I don't need one. You know what I'm saying? I'm making money with what I got right now. Why do I need to upgrade? Well, what really made me upgrade, what made me realize that 2.5 GP machines are not reliable when you're doing volume of work. They're not built for it. They're not built to be used multiple times every day. I ran these machines dry. And the way I did it was I would buy a protection plan when I bought a brand new machine. So if a machine stopped working, I had machines stop working in the middle of jobs. I would literally have to like go take the machine, run to Lowe's or Home Depot, wherever I got it from, get a new machine, set it up, and then go back and finish the job. And then I did that so many times before I was like, yo, like, why don't I just try getting a 4 GP machine commercial grade and see the difference? And you realize when you buy a commercial grade machine that these machines are meant to be used heavy usage. So not only do you have now a machine that's meant to be used with volume and they're built to last, they're also going to be faster. So you're going to do better work and be able to speed up your process, which is going to save you what? Time. You're able to reach, higher areas and peaks on homes. So there's many, many benefits to why you would want to have a 4 GP machine. Also, if you're going to be a professional business, 2.5 GP machine isn't professional, because most consumers who hire me, they'll be like, oh, I have a pressure washer, but I couldn't reach the second level. So your consumers who are hiring you have the same equipment as you. How can you be a professional business? Now, professionalism isn't just about the equipment. The tool is actually only as good as the user, right? So an example I can give is in videography or photography. If someone is really understands the of like lighting, stuff like that, placement, background, they're going to be better at taking a photo with an iPhone than somebody who has no experience with a DSLR $5,000 camera. So can you do decent work with a small machine? Yes, you can. What I'm gonna say this, you can get the job done. I got the job done. Now, once I upgraded my machine, I questioned myself. I'm like, what have I been missing out on this whole time? I actually had regret. I'm like, regret when I got my 4 GP machine was, why didn't I upgrade sooner? What have I've been missing? So the first time I even used the 4 GP machine, I rented it because I wanted to get the job done faster. So I ran the 2.5 and rented a 4. And once I got that 4, I was like, yo, I gotta have one for myself. I gotta buy a 4 GP machine and use it and have it as my main machine. And so as you run a business, the biggest thing you gotta learn is reinvesting. And that's the problem I didn't do for a long time. I didn't reinvest. I was stuck making between $2,500 to $3,000 a month gross, doing 30 appointments a month. I'm charging $99. So like, I'm literally was chasing my tail for the longest time. I couldn't grow. No matter like how well I did with leads and advertising, I couldn't break that. Like basically, I think my best months would be like $3,500. I was just constantly chasing. What made me cross that line and finally be able to make at least, have a 10K month and make more than 10K in a month is when I, reinvested and upgraded my equipment, changed my pricing and stopped being the $99 guy, and just rebranded and got more serious about my business. And those are the things that really helped me be able to break that $3,000 a month threshold. And also, mind you, when I broke that threshold, I wasn't just about making more money. My time in the business went down, right? Because when you upgrade your equipment, you're faster process. So the early days of me starting pressure washing, when I didn't have much knowledge, it would take me, I mean, when I very first started, it would take me a whole day to wash the house and not even do the quality of work I do now. It'd take me all day to wash the house. I mean, I would be soaking wet. I didn't know the pressure washer would be leaking on me. I didn't know I just need to replace the O-ring. Complete ignorance. Like, things you don't know, right? So I went through a lot of struggle, which is why today I have this YouTube channel, because I don't want people to go through the same things I went through, because success, there's no time attached to success. Someone can be successful in 6 months. Someone can be successful in 60 years. Someone can take 60 years to become successful. Your journey to success is not about a time limit. It's really about how little mistakes can you make? How much can you learn from other people's mistakes? Make better decisions, stay consistent, and then you'll get there faster. So there's people that I work with personally, that I gave access to my, to my course and stuff like that in my personal time, who literally in their first year were able to have a 10K month when it took me like 3+ years to finally make 10K in a month. But because they had access to somebody who's already done it, they achieved it so much faster. I could tell them, don't do this, do that, don't make this mistake, avoid this, use this chemical, don't use that. Like, this is why I push education in every video I talk about, is like learn, learn, learn. Stay humble, learn, keep learning more. And so this channel is really geared towards beginners. Sometimes I give you guys advice. I'm trying to give you guys advice from the perspective like, listen, I've been through a lot of the crap. So like, that's why I like talking to new guys. I'm not some super expert or guru in this business. So if you're trying to take your business from 100,000 to 300,000, I'm not the person for you. But if you're trying to get started and you don't want to make a bunch of mistakes and you want to be able to make at least $10,000 a month, 15K a month, I can help you do that because I've done it, right? So I aim towards the beginners. I never project myself to be higher than I am. But if you're getting started, I can tell you what not to do. And so when you ask the question, can you start with a 2.5 GP machine? Yes, you can. Should you? No. But if it's all you have, yes. But here's the thing. If you start with a 2.5 GPM machine, here's what I want you to promise me. 1, that you'll reinvest in your business. And 2, that even though you have a 2.5 GPM machine, I want you to have an 8 GPM knowledge. And what does that just mean? I want you, if you're going to have this equipment, I don't care if you start with smaller equipment, but at least be knowledgeable, because you can still do good work with a 2.5 GPM machine. It's just going to take you longer. It's just going to be harder on you. But if you have the knowledge to go with it, if you know the proper chemicals, process, and things like that, you can do just as good as work as somebody with a 4 GPM machine, right? But you're just going to take more crap. And so don't just be a guy like me who had a 2.5 GPM machine, but also only had 2.5 GPM worth of knowledge. I didn't know any more past that. All I pretty much knew was a pressure washer and like some degreaser. And I took advice from people who didn't really know what they were doing. So, like there's times I carried around, I would have to use ladders to clean second stories and all this junk. The biggest thing is not really about the machine you start with. If you have the budget, go at least with the 4. If you don't have the budget, it's okay to start with a 2, but at least make up for your lack of equipment with more education. So don't cut in that area. With all that being said, you guys can do what you want because you're full-grown adults. So this video is not to discourage anyone from starting the business. But what it is to encourage you is no matter what you do, to get educated. So along with my channel giving away a bunch of free videos, if you guys go through, if you're brand new, you go through all of my videos. I think I have like maybe 100 videos on this channel. Something like that. I don't know. I have to look through and see. But there's a bunch of videos where you can learn a lot of things that will save you a lot of hassle. But along with that, I do offer paid resources that I have even made it even more accessible to everybody, because I've written an ebook and a course that can sell for $200+. I make it available for whatever you want to pay now. So you want to buy this buy the ebook for whatever you think of value is, that's what you pay. All right. I'm not going to tell you. If you think it's worth $20, you pay $20. If you think it's worth $10, pay $10. If you think the course is worth $50, pay $50. If you think it's worth $5, pay $5. All right. But at least you have access to the education. I already know these things. So this is like me trying to give back. All right. So don't cut yourself short. Spend a little bit of money, learn some knowledge that can save you hours and hours and hours of headache. It's going to make a big difference in your business. And so I'm just here to help. The last thing is, if you guys want to access me one-on-one, I have 5 spots available for $50, and I'll give you 1 hour. I'm only have 5 spots at that price because typically I would charge $100. But if you want access to me, a one-on-one, you can ask me questions about starting the business, running the business. You want me to help you set up your Facebook in that hour time, we can do that, right? So those are things out there, guys. You got value out of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You want to access the course, the ebook, or both, they will be in the link below here. You want to access, my time, also below the video. But once again, no pressure to pay for anything. There are a bunch of free videos, but the course and stuff in the ebook just helps organize it for you and lay it out step by step. That being said, guys, best of luck to starting your pressure washing businesses and growing them. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.